Okay, we'll go ahead and get started, everyone. Thanks again for being here. I'm Robin Howd. I'm the program manager for the Washington Center for Women in Business. This week's Let's Talk Business episode is Selling with Authenticity to Make Your Business Thrive. And we have Caterina Rando with us today. So thank you, Caterina, for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Before we get started, I'll do our housekeeping item, so bear with me if you've heard this before. If you haven't already, please go ahead and mute yourself. If you're having an issue with your audio, you can always call in or go ahead and chat with me, let me know, and we'll try to figure it out. Throughout the presentation and after, there will be moments where we can do Q&A time, and at that point you can unmute yourself, or you can also utilize the chat function. Just so everybody knows, this webinar is being recorded, so it's going to be uploaded to our Let's Talk Business library on our website, as well as YouTube, and then everyone will have access to that recording as well once it's uploaded. I'm going to share some of our resources that we have available at the Washington Center for Women in Business. Among one of the many amazing resources that we have available for business, small business owners and entrepreneurs, is an 8-week course that is designed to help support you write out your business plan. This is called BEST, for Business Enterprise Startup Training. Like I mentioned, it's 8 weeks. It's one webinar per week. It's on Tuesday mornings from 10 to 11:30. The course is $395, but we do have scholarships available, and we also offer payment plans. You'll receive a 3-month subscription to Live Plan, which is a business plan application that's online that you can use to write the business plan. Live Plan just makes it really comprehensive and easy to do that business plan. Our next BEST cohort begins on March 23rd. So if you do have questions or you're interested, please reach out to me and I can get you the registration information. The WCWB also offers no-cost coaching. So right now we're currently scheduling coaching sessions on the phone or on Zoom. Eventually, when we get back to the office, we'll restart doing those in-person coaching appointments. Coaching topics can include startup assistance, business plan writing, marketing, and operations. We also have a CPA coach on board. So if you need any accounting or finance help, you can reach out to us and schedule for that. She is amazing. So the WCWB is located inside of the Thurston EDC and CBNI in the SPSCC Lacey campus. At the Thurston EDC, we have a number of partner organizations that we work with that assist entrepreneurs and small business owners in earlier stages of development, and actually just various stages of development. One of them being the Small Business Development Center, the SBDC. They provide free counseling to organizations that have already started or in early stages of business development. We also work with the Washington Procurement Technical Assistance Center, which is a mouthful, so PTAC. They help organizations contract with city, state, and federal government. So if you think that you have a product or a service that you would want to sell to a government entity, PTAC's the one that can help you find and pursue those contracts. We also offer a SCORE mentorship program. So this is going to be offered by retired business professionals that are volunteering to assist entrepreneurs and business owners. This is also a free resource. And we have our own version of Shark Tank called Think. So if you've ever seen Shark Tank before, very, very similar the way that it operates. Our Think group is a group of 40 local investors that are interested in investing in local Washington businesses. They are typically looking for businesses that have high growth potential. So the same concept is, like I mentioned, if you've seen Shark Tank on TV before, the business goes in and they pitch their idea, and then the investors come back with some pretty difficult questions. And then over at the St. Martin's campus that is in Lacey as well, we have the Lacey Makerspace. We like to refer to this as an inventor's workshop. You can go in there and use the tools to get that you typically have access to, like a 3D printer or just like larger scale tools to create prototypes or just go in and get creative. So if you check out the Lacey Makerspace website, they have daily drop-ins and then also annual or other memberships you can check out. If you're interested in pursuing any more of our services at the Washington Center for Women in Business, you can go ahead and check out our calendar. And as well as just looking around at the website, we also have our Women's Annual Business Conference coming up, Inspire 2021, and that'll be on May 18th. So keep your eye out for updates on Inspire. You can follow us on social media as well for those updates, but feel free to email us or give us a call at any time with any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen at this point and then hand it off to Caterina.
Great. Thanks, Robin. Thanks so much. Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Yes? Great. Well, guess what? Because we're a small group, I would like to hear what your businesses are. And I'm hoping that you can put your smiles on the screen or say hello to me so that I can find out what your business is so that I can cater my comments to your specific businesses. Thank you, Genesis. Thank you, Tara. Karen, Amber, and Estella, I would love to see your smile on the screen so that I can find out what your business is. Genesis, let's start with you. You definitely get a gold star for a big smile. And then we'll go to Tara and let me find out what your business is. Great. Genesis, let's start with you. Oh, you're muted though. You have to unmute.
Yes, thank
Great,
you for
go
that
ahead.
reminder.
Thank you. Go ahead, my friend.
So I'm a reseller on eBay and OfferUp.
Okay, great.
So I
what do you sell,
purchase
Genesis?
items, a
Yeah,
variety of items.
Okay.
I find at garage sales or thrift stores
Great.
and just flip them for a profit.
Okay, great. And that's an OfferUp. Is that, and I apologize, I'm not familiar with OfferUp. Is that another site like eBay where you sell stuff?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. I actually have spoken at a eBay sellers conference. So I'm very familiar with how that all works. Wonderful. Okay, good. Guess what, my friends? I like to use reactions. Okay, so here's your reactions. So let's give a thumbs up or a heart or a clap to our friend Genesis. Okay, everybody. Now feel free to use any of these except this one. I don't like that one. That makes me think of that famous painting called The Screen. So let's avoid that. Thank you, Genesis. Okay, great. Tara, let's go to you, and then Estella, and then Karen. Let me find out what your business is. Tara, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, you're saying my name beautifully. I love it. My puppy, I'm on puppy duty right now. I'm the only one in the house for the first time in years.
Okay.
And so it's just me and my puppy. So if he gets loud, I'll mute it.
Okay. Okay. And what's your business?
My business is Powerful Connections Now. I work with female business leaders and their teams in effective communication and developing confidence so that they can really make the impact that they're meant to make, and they can have job satisfaction and life satisfaction.
Okay, great. And so, Tara, do you do one-on-one coaching, group coaching, corporate training, all of that?
All of the above. Yes,
Great.
I do groups, I do individual coaching, and then I provide trainings. I'm usually in person and experiential. I'm very involved and engaged, and so it's been quite an adjustment.
Have you been doing a lot on Zoom this year?
A lot.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Great. Bing, bing. Okay, let's give some love to our friend Tara. Beautiful. Okay, Estella, let's go to you. Estella, and then Karen, and then Susan. Estella.
Hi. Hi. My business is Gravesite Care business. I'm a photographer right now, but I'm going to be incorporating that along with videography and probably down the line, funeral services, record that for families. So I'm able to help families who aren't nearby just tend to the grave and, love and respect because it feels really good to do that.
Okay, that is beautiful. I have never heard of that, Estella. Is that like a thing, or did you just create that yourself?
I was inspired. My dad passed away in November. I was his caregiver for 2 years, and he passed away, and I was visiting him, and it just struck me. So I feel called to it. So it's really unheard of. So but I
I
found,
think that's phenomenal.
thank you.
I'm very excited about that. Okay, great. Let's give some love to Estella for her brilliantness. Beautiful. Thank you, Estella. And we know you have a big heart to take that profession. Beautiful. Let's go Karen, Susan, and then hopefully Amber Rose will be able to hear from you. Karen, go ahead.
Okay, to start, I have an unusual pronunciation. It's Karen instead of Karen.
Karen, okay, that's fine.
And I'm an artist. You'll actually see my work behind me. The process is cyanotypes. It's a type of alternative photography. And currently I am selling both original artwork as well as products featuring my design. So I've got everything from masks to yoga leggings, greeting cards, etc. And the long-term goal beyond those things is I would like to integrate my artwork into some public art as well.
Beautiful. Okay, good. And Karen, do you have any interest in teaching? Or no?
My business coach
Great.
keeps encouraging me to do so. I'm
Okay.
a little bit on the fence, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I'm with your business coach. Okay, good. And I've worked with many artists over the years. Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you, Karen. Okay, let's give some love to Karen. Yay. Okay, Susan, let's go to you.
Hi, so I'm Susan. I'm also an artist. So I do henna temporary body art, and
Wow.
I do that well, pre-COVID. I do that at like weddings, festivals, large events, birthday parties. Yeah, so I've had to pivot this year. So I also do like a lot of mural work, and I teach, and I sell products, like doing like consignment and some wholesale accounts.
Okay.
And I do that on like upcycled like wood items and like home decor and stuff.
Wonderful. Okay,
So
great.
that's me.
Yay. Thank you, Susan. How fun. Bing, bing. Hey, you guys, when you get a chance, please put your websites in the chat so everybody can check out everybody else and I can check you out. Oh, I won't have to be during our class, but I would love to take a look at your websites after. Okay, great. Now, let's take a deep breath. Now, here's the thing. Your business is not a nonprofit, right? Your business is a profit-making organization. Yes? Yes, you can just give me a head nod on this, right? Okay, now maybe it's not profit-making yet, but it's supposed to be profit-making. Yes? Okay, so what I want to talk to you about today is selling with ease, selling with authenticity, selling through building influence, and perhaps even more importantly, selling through paying attention to sales.
Hey, Caterina, can I jump in really quickly?
Please, Robin, go ahead.
Amber Rose is happy to share. She just doesn't have access to the camera, but her mic is working.
Okay, great. Amber Rose, then let's hear what your business is. Thank you, Amber Rose. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I can't see you, but I'm excited to join today. I literally just got my licensing set up for Engage Power LLC, and it's a consulting practice building capacity around racial equity, applying racial equity values into programs in philanthropy, government, and nonprofits.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Amber Rose. Okay, great. I'm probably going to need a little bit more explanation about that in the chat, Amber Rose, but it's up to you, okay? I do want to say I didn't really get introduced, so let me say a little bit more about me, my friends. I have been in business since 1993. That is my second business. My first business was I owned a cafe and catering business, and then I started to coach women with business coaching. I'm also seeing Barbara. Barbara, would you like to introduce yourself to the room so I know what your business is? Great, go ahead.
Hello, so I'm Barbara. I am just starting out in coaching as well. So my niche is coaching women who are in codependent or toxic relationship patterns, break those patterns, specifically between the ages of like 30 and 45.
Okay, great. Thank you, Barbara. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think we fell off there with our hearts there. There's a heart for you, Barbara. There's another heart for Amber. There's another heart for Susan. Beautiful. Okay. Yay. All right. Everybody take a deep breath. So I owned a cafe and catering business, and I really loved having a business. And I loved the community. I loved the people, but I didn't love wearing tomato sauce every day. I didn't love, making all the food. And it was a lot of physical labor. And I thought, I don't want to do this for the next 50 years. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? And one day, this lady comes to my cafe and she thanks me for some business advice I had given her. And her gratitude literally touches my heart. I felt a pang of bliss in my chest. And I thought, hey, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. So I finished my business coaching certification. I finished my master's degree in counseling psychology, and I started working from home. Well, it's way different than owning a cafe, because when you have a cafe, what do? You turn on the lights, you open the door, everybody comes in. It's not the same with running a coaching business or any business that is not having a brick and mortar. So that's when I had to go get some clients. Now, today, I'm going to talk to you about as much as I can in our time together about improving your ways of selling, how you run your selling, the monetization of your business. In addition to that, I'll invite you to come and hang out with me again if you like what you hear, to have a deeper dive in setting yourself up to thrive at sales. The first thing I want to share with you is that numbers matter, and that you want to create a system for keeping track of your numbers. Before you even do that, though, you want to make sure you have revenue goals. Does everybody have revenue goals? And this is where I'd least like to see a head nod. Okay, Susan's got some. Okay, Tara and Genesis, you absolutely want to create. You know why? Because when we have a target, we can then ask ourselves, okay, well, if I want to do X, how do I get to X? Or if I do this, this, and this, does that get me to X? Right? But if we don't have a target, then we're just kind of going through the motion. And the other thing is that there's no shortage of stuff to do. I'm sure you've noticed there's no shortage of stuff to do in business. And by the way, you're never going to get through your to-do list. I just let you know that, okay? For the next 50 years, you're not going to get through your to-do list. You know why? Because if you're an entrepreneur, you probably have what I call brilliant idea syndrome. Brilliant idea syndrome means you got so many brilliant ideas, all these amazing things you want to do in your business. Don't even get me started on my brilliant ideas, but we can't do it all right now. You can write them down, you can get to them later. But the point I want you to get is that if you are in business, there is no shortage of things to do, but you may not be focusing on revenue producing activities. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you that you have 5 jobs in your business. Okay? 5. One is being the face of your business, or the spokesperson for your business, or the voice for your business. Now, if you're a coach, like some of you, you are going to be speaking or teaching or training. Okay? If not, if you're like Genesis and you're in the product business, she's still, and Genesis, I'm going to encourage you that you're going to want to create a brand. Okay? And you're going to want to be the face of that brand. And I know this because this is what the experts say for eBay sellers, that you don't just want to do everything. You want to have a specific area that you focus on. Okay? And then people are going to follow you because they're resonating with not only what you're offering product-wise, but they're resonating with your brand. Now, Karin, for you, you are both the artist, but you're also the brand. Okay? And so we want to recognize, and by the way, if we are not wanting to be visible, that's going to make it tough for us to sell. Okay? Even Estella, for you as the photographer, used to being behind the camera, but still you want to be the face, and in your case, the big heart of your business. Okay? So that's the speaking part. I call that speaking, or spokesperson. The second one is selling. This is your job. Unless you have a sales force. Okay, you are in charge of selling. The third pillar, by the way, these are the 5 pillars of Fempire Builders. You're building a Fempire if you didn't know that, okay? The third one is speaking, selling, serving. Your job is to serve your clients, or in the case of Karen and Genesis and Susan with more products, their job is to offer the products and make them available, right? So we've got speaking, selling, serving. The fourth pillar is strategy. Now, this is where we run our business like a business. Strategy is absolutely goal setting. Strategy is what's the plan to get those goals. Strategy is also calendaring. When are you going to do what? And hopefully you have an intimate relationship with your calendar, meaning you spend some time with it every day, that you have a little thinking and planning time in the morning, and then when you first get in, and then to your workspace, and then you have some thinking and planning time at the end of the day, wrapping up and planning for the next day. Now, by the way, one of the things we know about successful people, well, 2 things I want you to know. The first one is successful people make decisions quickly. And as entrepreneurs, I want you to amplify your decision-making skill and recognize that ruminating, which is a lot of what people do when they're not as experienced, stops action. Because a goal is a decision that has been made. Okay? So I'm inviting you to amplify your decision-making skills and move towards making decisions quickly, because most decisions are not life and death. It's like, are we having Chinese or Italian? Well, we don't got to contemplate for 40 minutes. We just pick one. Okay, they're both fine, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. Here's the second thing I want you to know related to our discussion. Successful people, we know this, the studies show this. They have an AM routine and a PM routine. Okay? Now, a lot of your AM and PM routine is going to be your 5th pillar. And your 5th pillar, my friends, is self-care. Because if you're not having a ton of vitality, if you're not vibing mentally, emotionally, physically, then you're not going to have any vitality for your business. Would you concur with me? Okay. So I want you to look at your AM self-care routine and your PM self-care routine. And I want to invite you to look at how that could be even more awesome to support you even more. Okay. And how are you doing with your hydration and your vitamins and eating well and exercising so that you have vitality to rock your business? Okay. Now, part of what I want in your AM routine is that 5 to 15 minutes a day for thinking and planning. And that's the same you want it twice in the same day. 5 to 15 minutes at the end of the day for the same thing. So, well, okay, Caterina, that sounds good, but what am I going to do? I'm going to tell you right now. First thing, you review all your goals, personal and professional. You look at what did you not get done yesterday that you wanted to get done? And here's the other thing. You don't have a to-do list. You put your to-dos on your calendar. Okay? So if I want to call Mary Jane and Sheila, I'm not going to put on my to-do list to call Mary Jane and Sheila. I'm going to put on my calendar at the time that I want to do it. Okay? So use your calendar for your to-dos. Now, believe me, because I know you're a highly ambitious woman, you probably got more stuff to do than you got time to do it. Well, that's okay. You move the to-do to the next day, okay? Rather than leaving it on a list. By the way, sidebar, I never want to hear you say that you are an overachiever. I want to invite you to say that you are a high achieving woman, okay? No judgment. We're not judging who's doing too much achieving. We are embracing that we're high achieving women. And I'm making that assumption. Thank you, Amber Rose. I'm making that assumption that that's who you are because you chose to be an entrepreneur. And I'm going to tell you that the entrepreneurial lifestyle is not only an opportunity to have high profit, it's also an opportunity to live an authentic life. And it's also an opportunity to live your bliss. Because my friends, I want your business to be your bliss. Does that sound good? Yes? Okay, good. So if that sounds good, then I'm sure you would agree with me that one of the ways we're going to bliss in our business is to have good revenue. Yes? Yes. Okay, so if we want good revenue, first thing is we got to get clear on what is our revenue goal. Now, if you're just getting started, say, I got no idea. Well, and guess what? It's all made up anyway, okay? As entrepreneurs, we make it all up anyway, okay? And even before we set goals, we have to get clarity on what we're offering, and we have to get clarity on what the cost, what's the price, what's the client gonna pay? Well, how do we do that? Now, I'm gonna tell you something. You have things in your business, it costs money to run a business, right? You've got your education, like you're involved in this fabulous organization. You've got your education and you want to have but I'm afraid to use the word budget because I'm going to be very honest. I've never written a budget in many, many years. Okay. Always pay attention to all the massive revenue in the bank, always have surplus, always have a goal for surplus. Okay. Because business is dynamic. And what I mean by dynamic is that there is often expenses that you did not consider. Expenses in your cost of goods sold, if you're in a product business, or just extra expenses that come up, okay? You get a ticket, that's an extra expense. You thought a project was gonna be $200 and the contractor says, you know what, it had to take more time and it's now $300. So what you wanna know is you wanna know how much does it cost every month to run your business? Okay. Now, why am I talking about this? Because that's informing what is our cost of products or services above and beyond just the product cost. So what I mean by that is Genesis said, hey, she gets stuff and then she resells it. Okay, well, if she gets something for $10 and she sells it for $20, $10 is not her profit because we have to figure not only the amount invested to get that product, her gas, what about her time? Does she get paid for her time? Okay, and then what about her overhead? Now, I know if you're working from home, you still have to figure some of what you're paying is overhead. By the way, right now I'm in my house, I got all the lights on, okay? Okay, if I wasn't working right now, I would not have all the lights on. I got a high electric bill. Okay, I need some solar panels. Most of that is because the lights are on all day when I'm teaching. Are you following me? So you have to figure your utilities, a percent. So you have to get a sense of what does it cost to run my business every month? And then you want to add another 10 to 30% just for the cost of running the business. Okay, don't matter. 10% for admin, 10% for marketing, 10% for overhead. Okay, percentage. So now Genesis gets a product, $10, she sells it for $20. She's making $6, not $10. Okay, so do you know all that? So once you got to figure all that out, so then you can say, okay, well, how much do I want to make? And here's the other thing, my friends. What you want to make is not just your personal income. It's what you want to make to build surplus in your business. I have a center in San Francisco. My dream for a long time was to have my own place to do my workshops. I had this dream for 5 years. For 5 years, I have a client in 2 counties up, open a center. I had a client across in the East Bay, open a center. I have a client in the South Bay, My clients were opening their centers, and I'm so happy for them. And I'm saying, where's my center? Where's my center? Finally, I opened my own center. It was open, and I'm blissing. I'm 5 minutes away from my house. Don't have to get up at crack of dawn to go to Timbuktu to do a training. I am blissing. My center has been dark for a year now. March 13 will be a year. A year of utilities paying, a year of computer paying, a year of paying the lady to go clean. Okay? Now, I own the building, so I didn't have to pay rent, but that's still a lot of revenue every month for absolutely nothing. Guess what, though? I got plenty of surplus. Okay? So you have to run your business with the expectation that things will come up. So if you don't have surplus, I'm sorry for you, because now you're going to be out of business. You're going to have to go get a JOB. And we certainly know that you want to stay living in the light. You don't want to go to the dark side. Would you agree with me on that? Okay. So now think about it. You don't only need to have money for you. You got to have money for surplus for the business, or maybe for expansion, or maybe Estella wants to get that new camera, $2,000, okay? Or you get a big order, Karen, you got to get a lot of materials, okay? You don't want to turn down an order because you don't have the revenue to buy the stuff. I mean, you can get a deposit, but you need surplus. And here's another reason why you need surplus. Peace of mind. Okay, now why am I talking about surplus in a class about selling? Because in working with women for many years, what I've seen is we do not ask for enough money. We undervalue, and I'm speaking generally, we undervalue our massive skill, and we undervalue the amount of what we're asking. And often we have more attention on people are not going to be able to afford it, with, by the way, is a limiting belief, than asking for what we want. Okay, so I'm asking you to assess what your fees are. And I'm asking you also to be willing to be uncomfortable with what you're asking for. Because here's a guiding principle. Your price should make you uncomfortable. I charge $500 an hour for 1 hour of coaching. Now, that's not just the rack rate. That's not what's on the website. That's what people pay me over and over and over. Now, I don't do a lot of one-on-one coaching because that's not my bliss. My bliss is doing what we're doing right now, speaking, teaching, training, okay? So I have a high price because I'm not interested in a ton of clients with that. But that's what they pay. Now, that might seem ridiculous, but guess what? By the time somebody pays me that, I have built a lot of influence with them, and they feel like it's a good price. And now I'm going to give you the influence equation. You ready for it? Okay, good. Genesis is ready. How about the rest of you? Hey, my friends, this is an interactive program. Give me some love-o, okay? Mwah. All right, so here's ready for the influence equation? Great. Thank you, Robin. Mwah. Visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. Let's break it down. Visibility. You get a gold star today for visibility. Visibility is showing up, but not just showing up, making yourself known. Okay? What does that mean? That means you introduce yourself. That means you're present on social media. You're not just there, you post. You do Facebook Lives. You are on Clubhouse. You're there. You're not just there. You're not lurking. You're showing up. You're speaking. You're teaching. You're doing your videos and your posts that are on brand. By the way, everything we do in our business either solidifies our brand or dilutes our brand. Now, what is your brand? Your brand, in my opinion, is what you want people to say about you and your products or service in front of your face or behind your back. What do you want them to say? And why this matters is because you want to have brand clarity. So I'm going to talk about my friend Estella here for a minute, okay? So even though Estella and I have just met, I know we're going to be BFFs, Estella, because I can tell already she's got a big heart, okay? She genuinely cares. She's kind. She's compassionate. She has a genuine desire to serve. We could say she's empathetic, right? I'm assuming she's a good listener. So these are brand attributes that I'm going to attribute to my friend Estella. I'm also going to put the words loving in there. Okay. Now, I would encourage my friend Estella to write down those words and take them, because this is how she wants to present herself, live and in person and also online. Are you following me? So that means if Estella goes to a terrible restaurant, she's not going to complain about it online. That's off brand. She's not going to talk about a politician stressing her, because that's off brand. Now, here's where you might say, well, Caterina, isn't that being inauthentic? You want to put your attention, everybody, alert, alert. You want to put your attention on what you want more of. Now, if you are very political, then that can be part of your brand. Okay, for Amber Rose, social justice. This is going to be part of her brand. Okay, she might be talking more about politics because it's more congruent with her brand. Are you following me, my friends? Okay, so what I'm saying is you want to be on brand with your social media, but before you can be on brand, you got to get clarity about what brand is. What do you want people to say about you? How do you want them to describe you? And then you be that online and offline. Vibing with me? Okay, now let's take it one step further. I'm going to say, now today I'm working so you can see I'm dressed up. Okay, well, I'm dressed up from here up. I've got my tennis shoes on and my leggings, okay? But I'm dressed up from here up. I got my flowers in the back. I put on makeup. Why? Because I'm working. Now, you decide how you want to show up when you're working. And even if you're at home, whenever you're talking to a client, how do you want to show up? Okay? Because if you look schlempadinka, that does not instill confidence in your client or potential client. Even if you're talking to them about, for our fabulous friend Susan, doing some henna art, okay? You want to look like the successful you that you are. All right? By the way, your brand equation for your brand: appearance, behavior, communication. That is your brand. ABC: appearance, behavior, communication. So your social media communication, what your everything looks like, that is the appearance. Your behavior, the behavior of your team, online and offline, and of course, communication, both verbal and digital, etc. Okay, so my friends, get clarity on your brand, get clarity on your pricing, so that you then can have clarity on what you're asking for, so you can then set goals for what you want to bring in the door. Vibey with me? Okay, so I'm going to jump back to the influence equation. We've talked about visibility online and offline. Here's what I want you to know. There's something in psychology called the Law of Familiarity. And the Law of Familiarity says that the more I see your beautiful face, the more I see your logo for Karin for You, the more I see artwork that makes me think, oh, that's Karin, right? The more I see your face, your work, your logo, the more I hear someone mention you in a conversation, the more I see your posts, the more I see your videos, the more I know you and your brand, like you and your brand, and amazingly, trust you and your brand. Okay? Barbara, I'm thinking about you. You're going to have ladies that are probably going to be watching you for a while before they connect with you. Okay? Because it's going to take a lot of visibility on your part before they trust you to reach out. Okay? That's a little particular challenge that you may have, which is why your visibility is even more important. But here's what I want you to know, my friends. It all counts, okay? All of your posts, all of your videos, everything counts because it's working for that law of familiarity. I just had a lady come to a workshop this morning. She said she found me on Instagram. I'm not the queen of Instagram, okay? But I post on there, and apparently she saw enough things for long enough that she finally stepped forward and came to a workshop, okay? Now, had she ever liked? Had she ever commented? Had she ever shared? Had she ever sent me a note? No. People are watching even if they're not diving in immediately, which is why the third part, the consistency, is so important. Okay, we've got your visibility, we've got your value. Now, my friends, when you think of your value, what do you think of? Your amazing products, if you have them, your experience, your education, your long client list. Yes, it all counts, but guess what? Here's what also counts. We've already touched on it with our friend Estella. Your heart skills. I don't want you to wear your heart on your sleeve. I want you to wear your heart all over your business. Because the more you communicate caring, genuine caring, the more people will lean in to work with you. Now, this is different than anthropologically. Women, we entered the workforce. I know we've been working since the beginning of time. But the last couple generations, we've been in the workforce. And what happened? We look around, we see how guys are doing it. They're in charge. Well, guess what? Business is based on a military model where leave your emotions at the door and come to work. And what I'm saying to you is poppycock. Hey, that's funny. What I'm saying to you is wear your heart all over your business, communicate your genuine caring, your genuine desire to serve, your love for your clients and your potential clients, because that will have people lean in to work with you. Now, if we're talking about a product business by Karin and Genesis and Susan, who have very product-based businesses, this is where your customer care is going to really matter. Okay? Are you responding Insta when people reach out to you? Are you going above and beyond? Do you know what happened to me once? I had a company, actually, they were supposed to deliver me some folders, and I ordered them way in advance. And I said to them, hey, by the way, because I'm getting ready for my thing, this is the date, and we're going to use these folders. For whatever reason, the order got lost or something. They actually flew out from the East Coast. The private plane, I guess they had a plane, they're a big company. They had a plane, they flew the binders out full so that they made it in time for my workshop. Okay? Is that some serious customer care? Now, the project was probably an $800 project, probably cost them twice as much just to get the things out to me, okay? Are you penny wise and pound foolish in your business? What I mean by that is if you've got a problem in your business and it's going to cost you a little money to solve that problem, you spend that money. Because we're not looking for customers and clients, my friends. We're looking for long-term customers and clients. Are you vibing with me on this? Okay, so generosity is one of your brand attributes, hopefully. Integrity is an obvious brand attribute I want to make sure you're having. And so the more you love your clients, the more you provide outstanding client care, the more they're going to keep coming back. Are you blissing with me on this? Okay. So visibility plus value, and the third part is consistency. Now, remember we said at the top of our time together that there's 5 things that are your job, right? Speaking, selling, serving, strategy, and self-care. And if your product, it's more spokesperson, okay? But here's what I want you to get. Did I say marketing? Marketing's not your job. Your job is speaking, selling, serving, strategy, and self-care. Now, I would say for Karin, for you as an artist, producing the art, let's take that for the speaking, okay? Getting the visibility, that's your voice, right? Speaking is your voice. Strategy, self-care, selling. Now, you might have wholesalers, you might have retailers, but it's everything around selling. So have you set your goals? Because marketing, bookkeeping, admin activities, not your job. You're the CEO. You're the creative. Now, here's where you say to me, well, Caterina, that's fine for you, but you know what? I'm just getting started. I don't got all this revenue. Yeah, because you're not selling. Okay? The more clients you have, the more revenue you have to grow your business. And if you're taking your VIP time to do all those things that are not your job, then your company's not growing. You're not getting clients. You're not growing your revenue. Okay? Now, I want you to have a team eventually, but let's talk about where to start. You want a bookkeeper, somebody who's helping you keep track of the numbers so you know about your profitability. Second thing is you want an admin assistant. There are so many admin things to be done. And by the way, you know what they can also do? They can help you with sales support. After I did my workshop this morning, I met with my admin. I said to her, okay, Kelly, these people, let's invite them. When I say let's, meaning you, let's invite them for next time. These people came, let's send them a thank you message, inviting them to the next workshop. So all of the emails are done by my assistant. Now, I'm talking on the phone to people. That's the highest and best use of my time. Would you agree? Okay. She's setting up the appointments. That's her job. So she's actually supporting me to sell more because she's helping me with the follow-up and the sales, or the sales, getting the sales conversations. Okay. So your admin can actually help you make money. And that's what you want them to do. By the way, my admin, she works like 15 hours a week. This particular admin I'm telling you about, okay? You start with a few hours a week. We're not talking about full-time peeps. We're talking about a few hours to support you. And then as they work for you, you're seeing what's next that they can do, what's next that they can do. Because remember, you got 5 jobs, not 50 jobs, okay? And you're probably not putting enough time on selling. Now, let's jump, thank you, Susan. Let's jump to the conversation, okay? The sales conversation. Now, for Karin and Genesis, this may not be as present for you, but Karin, maybe you do some commissions. Maybe you do some things that are going to require a sales conversation, okay? I am anti-script. Scripts are for telemarketers, okay? How many of you love when you're talking to someone and you can make it's clear they're reading a script? Who likes that? Anybody? No, right? Doesn't feel good, okay? So let's be clear. You know how to talk to people. First thing you want to do, always confirm, is this an okay time? Because if it's not, don't talk to them. Reschedule, okay? Because they're not giving you their attention anyway. Next thing, always genuinely acknowledge the individual. By the way, there's 3 kinds of acknowledgement. I could say to my friend Robin, I could say, Robin, mwah, thank you so much for setting me up for success today. Right? Now, what am I doing? I'm thanking Robin for something she did, right? Very nice. Okay. Or I could say, Robin, thank you so much for setting me up for success. And thank you for being so gracious before we started answering all my questions, right? Okay. Not just what she did, how she was being while she did it, right? That's better. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay. But let's take it one step further. This is what I like to call the Piesta resistance of acknowledgement. Okay, I don't speak French. I speak Italian, but I've been watching a lot of French murder mysteries on Netflix these days. Okay, I could say, Robin, thank you so much for setting me up for success today. I so appreciate your graciousness with which you answered all my questions. And that put me at ease and made me feel very confident about this presentation today. Not just what she did, not just how she did it. Here's the part we often miss: how it impacted us. Now, I'm inviting you to take my acknowledgement challenge. Who wants to take, now you don't know what it is yet, but who wants to take my acknowledgement challenge? Bing, bing, Tara's an insta yes. Karen's an insta yes. Great. Okay, Barbara's an insta yes. Beautiful. The rest of you, if you're not on screen, you can, yay, Susan, bing, bing. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to invite you, just like writing, thank you, Meryl, writing, speaking, selling, these are all skills, right? Would you agree? Okay. And the goal is not just to do them, but to move towards mastery at them. Well, how do we move towards mastery? Now, if you read Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, what does he say? It takes 10,000 hours to get to mastery. By the way, that's a great book, but here's the thing. That number is super depresso. Would you agree? 10,000, 10,000? How am I getting 10,000? Okay. But here's the beautiful part. I know depresso, Amber Rose, right? Every hour in is 1 hour closer to mastery. Okay. Every hour in is moving you towards mastery. So I'm inviting you to recognize that just like selling is a skill, acknowledgement is a skill. And I want you to master both of these. And the only way to move towards mastery is to do it over and over and over. So my acknowledgement challenge to you is that you look at this 3-part acknowledgement, and every single time you're talking to someone, you acknowledge them. But not just thank you. Thank you, how are they being, and how it's impacting you. My mailman, his name is Antonio. Now, he is tall and very attractive, but I'm going to tell you something. He probably feels more acknowledged by me than anybody in his life. Antonio, thank you so much for coming to get my package. I so appreciate seeing your smile, and I feel so supported by you taking care of me so I don't have to go to the post office. You know what this gets me? Everything I want from my postal carrier. With a smile. Look at your life. Look at every relationship, your clients, your vendors, your kids, your significant other, and infuse more acknowledgement and do it to practice so that you get more masterful at it. Are you vibing with me on this? Okay, bing, bing. All right. So my friends, the same thing for selling. And I want to invite you to have more sales conversations. Thank you, my friends, for the hearts. So you get more masterful at it. Okay, my friends, I got some things to mention to you. Bing, bing. Now, one of the things that I want to let you know is if you would like more on this, I've got a workshop next week called Set Yourself Up to Thrive at Sales. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff we didn't get to today. And it's regularly 47. It's only 27 if you'd like to join me. It's in the chat. I've got a 1 hour on March 25th. That's free. You're invited. I'm doing a Bliss retreat next year. I put that in there. Also, I've got a phenomenal podcast. More on sales, more on referral partners, more on running your business. Expand Your Fempire podcast is there. Please give me a 5-star review. You're going to love it. Also, I have an app for your phone. Expand Your Fempire app. Please download it. Please join my Facebook group. Visit my website. Reach out to me. Bing, bing. I'm here to support you any way I can. Okay, and I would love to have you come spend more time with me so I can support you even more. If you'd like to connect with me, Facebook or texting is the fastest way to get a hold of me. Do not send me an email. I am not Miss Email. I'll get to it, but it will take a few days. Would love to talk with you. Okay, here's what I want you to know. You have massive value to bring. There's a lifetime supply of people to serve. The more you stick to your 5 pillars, the more your business is going to thrive. So you can sell more, you can serve more, and most importantly, you can uplift more lives. Does anybody have any questions, or would anybody like to tell me what you're taking away from our time together? Go ahead, Barbara.
So I am taking away that the brand feelings. I think part of it, because I've been really working on that, but it's so expansive. And so you've brought clarity into really concisiveness around that.
Great.
And around really, what do I want to bring to my clients? It's as simple as that.
Beautiful.
I think, if I understood it correctly.
Beautiful. Bing, bing. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And my friends, one of the things to look at about brand too is, because I remember when I started, I was like, well, I don't get this. I'm not Coca-Cola. I'm not Nike. What's brand? What are the values by which you want to run your business? Okay. And what are the words you want people to use to describe you? That's your brand. Beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. Let's give a heart to Barbara. Bing, bing. Yay. Okay. Who else? Thank you. Who else? Karen, did I see your hand? Go ahead.
I wasn't really putting out my hand, but I was thinking about it. Yeah. So the things that resonated with me, a bunch of things honestly did, but one of them was that successful people make decisions quickly, because I often do ruminate entirely too much. So that was really valuable. And then what was the other big thing? Also loved your price should make you uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yes. I bumped up my prices way more than they used to be, but it still feels like they should be higher.
Then it's time to bump them up, because if you're feeling that way, they're too low. And eventually you get more and more comfortable with your price. Okay. But the idea is, in the beginning, it should definitely make you uncomfortable. And Karen, if you're feeling that way, then it's probably overdue. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Let's give a heart to Karen. Bing, bing. Let's go to you, Tara.
All right. So much, Caterina. Thank you so much for your energy, your heart, your ideas, your authenticity.
Thank you.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is just be myself, because I'm kind of wacky and I'm talkative and I'm energetic, and you know what? That's who I am.
Right.
And there's enough people out there that will love me for that. And I don't have to be straight-laced and all that. So that's my biggest takeaway. The other thing is to get a dang admin assistant.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
Run, do not walk. Run, do not.
I got my bookkeeper, and I swear I would I would pay her 15 times what I pay her because of her value. Right. So I'm like, I need an admin. So thank you for all of this.
Thank you. Thank you. A couple things I want to say to you, my friend. My mom says, that's why Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors, right? We're not everybody's flavor. That's okay. We don't got to be everybody's flavor. Okay. But the thing is, if we're not authentic, then our people are not going to resonate with us, because I think something's a little off. Okay. So you got to be yourself and be all in with your brand. Be loud and proud about who you are. Okay. This is where your certainty comes in. Beautiful. Thank you, Tara. Wonderful to have you. Okay, let's give some love to Tara. Okay, anybody else? Thank you. Any questions, comments, revelations before we wrap up our time together? Okay, well, my friends, let me tell you, if you have another group that you think might be interested in my fabulous presentation, please let me know. I'm always looking for more great groups to gals to talk to. Most importantly, I don't just want you to say, hey, this was a good talk. I want you to take some action based on our time together. Okay, now Robin has been kind enough to record this. I don't know if that means, Robin, you're going to send it to everybody, but I hope so, because you're going to want to listen 5 times because there's a lot here. Robin, please send it to me as well. I would appreciate. Okay, good. All right, Robin, I think I'm turning it back to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. If we don't have any other questions, I just thank you for being here. This was a really wonderful presentation. I'm so glad that you guys were able to turn your cameras on and that it was interactive. This is actually one of the first ones that I've kept my camera on the entire time. And typically I go off and do other work. So just really, truly
Thank you.
heartfelt thank you for putting so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. And my friends, if you'd like to stay connected to me, please put your email in the chat. Oh, there's my mailman right now. So love to everybody. Okay.
All right.
And I will see you soon. Thanks, my friends. Bye-bye.